So I'm gonna make this short video for everyone. AB, you're a bitch. Let me just get this straight. So they get into confrontation with Mike Mayock, who isn't really ready to be a general manager. He's a terrible general manager. And then they went out. He wanted out because they took some money away. They took out guaranteed money, which I don't care if you do that, but I care about your decision to go out and handle Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown, he's a great wide receiver, but what he's done this offseason, I don't condone anything. And I thought after Friday, after the news conference, talking about how he wanted to move on with this situation, I thought we were all good. I went to sleep last night all happy because I thought we were ready to play Monday night, to go out and win a game against the Broncos. I thought we were ready to move on and get past all this. But then Mike Mayock, or whoever decided to be a dumbass, and go take some guaranteed goddamn money away from him to piss him off more, to piss off the Raider fans because now he wants out and they released him, which they didn't need to do, if I may remind you. There's another situation that they could have done. I don't know what it was. Put him on the – I don't know what they would have done. But there was something I read. They could have done something else. They could have put him on like a list of just not playing. They could have shut him down for the year. And they could have just talked him back into playing next year. But no, they want to go out and they want to cut him. But you know what? They traded for him. I'm happy they never traded for Sean Payton, because if they traded for Sean Payton, that wouldn't be worth it. They wasted their time. They wasted everything on a person who probably doesn't give a shit about it. Now, he's probably got a free way to go to the New England Patriots, probably, or something. I don't know what he's going to do. But I hope, in all seriousness, he's happy with what happens. I'm really hopeful he is just happy with what he did. Because now you just pissed off the Raider fans who traded for you, while making every other fan in the NFL happy. Because, let's just be honest. Number one, the Steelers fans, they didn't give a shit. They didn't want you to be the Raiders. They didn't want you to be with the Raiders. And guess what? You were with the Raiders. They were hoping for a fallout, probably. But again, it's with this nonsense over and over. They want to sit here and they want to piss off Antonio Brown. Mike Mayock should never have said anything about the goddamn Instagram post, because let me just say that's where the fuel came from. The fire came from the fuel with what happened on Friday. That should never, or Thursday, should never happened. They should never been in a situation to want to release him after everything. They've barely had him. They haven't even had him for a damn game. Derek Carr has to struggle now because he has Tyrell Williams at best. When you had an all-pro wide receiver on your depth chart and you want to piss him off like crazy, Mike Mayock has not done a good job at being a good general manager. I don't know what he was thinking when he thought about taking this job. John Gruden should just fire him and take over the general manager situation. Because I think you got every NFL fan for the Raiders pissed off right now. You were not doing a good job. You've come in and pissed them off, probably. And now, we don't have a star wide receiver. You don't have Jared Cook anymore because you let him walk. You had the money to go sign him and you let him walk. You have Tyrell Williams as the best. You traded away Khalil Mack, John Gruden. I'm not trying to get started on you, but you traded two great players away for picks that we used on. Now, I understand we're going to be back to that average-ass team. We're back to the average-ass team that we were last year. We weren't even an average-ass team. We were a terrible-ass team. I wanted to fall asleep during their football games because they were so bad. They were lucky to get 4 wins. And yet, we're sitting here acting as if we should be happy that was the best situation for them. No. You had an AB, and you went. Mike Mayock just continues to make the wrong decisions in the end, and he pisses off the fans, and he just gets to the point where if you're John Gruden, what do? Get him in reality check. Get him in a reality check because he is not in any way, shape, or form in reality. I don't know how you did this to piss off AB to the point where he didn't even want to be there for a goddamn game. So, we don't have an all-pro player. We don't have an all-pro player on the roster. And yet, we have this great offseason where we're supposed to be this good team this year. And yet, you want to piss off one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Man, I remind you, he has a temper. And I don't know if he's watched TV before coming in here, but he has a problem with his anger. And he was threatening to punch Mayock. Which I don't condone, but seriously, Mike Mayock, he started that fuel with the fire. He started the fire. He pissed off, and he just continued to get worse as a general manager. He has not shown one thing to help the Raider fans be helpful that they have this great player. You want to sit here and tell me that he's a good general manager? Screw off, little bitch. He hasn't done one good thing while he's here. He continues to get worse. Man, remind you, no general manager is supposed to get worse through an offseason. He's been here for literally probably like 2-3 months. And he was doing nothing. I mean, he wasn't even the person talking to the people. It was John Gruden who was getting these free agents. He hasn't done shit but make this team look bad. AB, I don't condone anything he's done. But after he apologized, leave it. Just leave it alone. Where is your sense of just knowledge to be a general manager? Wait, you've never been. So you don't know how to be a good general manager. You want to sit here and piss him off. You've continued to piss him off. And yet, I don't know where you're, like, it's not even, what's that? Bro, I'm not even, like, trying to go off on AB. I'm going off on Mike Mayock. So, I don't know who's in my live stream. Is that you? I'm going off of Mike Mayock. So, in case you haven't realized, I'm not talking about AB. But seriously, really, this is what you really want to get an argument about this? Here, you want to be happy, bro? Want to be happy? Here you go. Take my live stream, get in here, watch it. before you go off on me like this. Boy. Hey, I'm in my live stream right now. If you're watching my live stream, you wouldn't have texted that. I'm not going off on AB. I'm going off on Mike Mayock.
Bro, your text, your first one, definitely seemed like you were going off at AB. Like, read your first text.
Dude, bro, I'm in a live stream. Just watch, just listen to the live stream after. Seriously, I'm not even talking about AB. I'm literally talking about Mike Mayock.
First text, though. That's why I said what I said.
I know. Hey, yo, just get in the live stream, okay? Or not. What are you talking about? You said NP! Okay, whatever. But Mike Mayock hasn't shown how to be a good general manager. So, I mean, in getting back into this, he did mess with the guarantee money. And I'm not going to condone that, but I'm not going to condone what he did. Or I don't care that, AB threatened to punch him in the face. He kicked the football and then said to go find it. Then he got in jail. He actually threatened to punch him in the face. And you want to talk about how I'm being mad at him? I should be mad at him at least a little. Okay? There was no reason, because seriously, he talked about wanting to get past what was happening. And yet, after all this, we want to get through this. And yet, here we are with no AB. He's a free agent now. So, seriously. You just have to think, if you're a Raider fan, you have to look at this. It's either Jon Gruden has to be involved at this a little, because he needs to get Mike Mayock in a reality check. One, you have an all-pro wide receiver. You can't piss him off as much as you did. It only took him, I think, a month. It took him a month to probably piss this man off as much as he did. So, it's... I don't know, man. But we'll have to see what AB does, but still, either... Jon Gruden, man, he probably shouldn't have hired him. He probably should have taken over general manager and head coach. That would have been fun to see. But Mike Mayock he's just not, he's not the man. He's not meant to be a general manager. He's not meant to be a TV football analyst. He's not meant to do anything, included with football. But to sit back on his goddamn couch, get fat as hell, and eat. He's not meant to, he's meant to sit there and watch. He ain't meant to be a general manager. He ain't meant to be an analyst. He ain't meant to be a reporter for this. He ain't meant to do nothing about NFL. I don't think he knows that AB has a temper tantrum, and yet you want to piss him off? This should never have happened. It should never have gotten to this point. So, no, it shouldn't. And maybe you're mad at Raider fans for being mad, but they're not mad at AB, man. I don't think. I think they're mainly mad at Mike Mayock because of his decision to come out here Thursday, piss him off after the Instagram post, which he did say, everyone has to pay at some point. He said, everyone has to pay. He said, nothing wrong. Leave it at that. Then you want to yell at him and fine him more after he said, I want to move on from this. Why? Why did money from Guaranteed? You already took money from the $50 million. Not all that's guaranteed. So you can take from that, but you can't take from the $30 million guaranteed. And now the situation is we don't have a good wide receiver to sit here and rely on to catch the ball on a good or controversial fourth down. What do you do now? You have Tyrell Williams, and now with this fallout, you're making the Raiders look really bad. If I may say, like, you probably just made them look really bad. Where free agents are going to look at this and they'll be like, this just happened with a fallout. And it only took him 2 months to get this man pissed off to the extent where he wanted released. I went to bed not concerned about this. I thought it was gone. I thought it was done. Truth is, I thought it was all done. It gets worse. It just gets worse and worse. And I mean, look at this, and it's not where. I mean, the Raiders aren't even close to where they want to be. What's that? What's that? A text. But it's. It's sad thing about how you can hire a general manager. You have all this talent with one player. He's all ready to play. You're in the first week and you release him 2 days before the first football game. You didn't even get to the first football. That is. I mean, seriously. I hope Mike Mayock just gets kicked. Oh, he's terrible. He's terrible. Didn't take him much, but I think I'm in the stream here. I don't know who was in the stream the whole time, but who is in the stream? What's that? Is Mike? Oh, it was disabled. What's that? Pop out the chats. It's not disabled. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's me.